Hello and welcome, everyone. Welcome to another Lunch with Lisa. I'm Lisa Warner. I am the author of The Simplicity of Self-Healing and creator of Whole Being Healing. Today, let's talk about limitations. Disease would definitely be considered a limitation. The limitations of this world are imposed on us. We are unlimited beings by nature. We are souls incarnate in physical forms. We are not these physical forms. We have been taught that these bodies, these physical forms, are limitations. They're not. They're gifts. They're beautiful, exquisite, divine gifts. But we have been conditioned to believe that these incredible bodies that there's something wrong with them, that they're not pretty enough, they're not handsome enough, they're not tall enough, short enough, old enough, young enough. All of the ways that we have been taught that we're not enough. And because we're grand beings of light, we equate being not enough with the body, just by nature, by natural instinct. We think, well, if I wasn't in a body, then I would be free. This isn't true. This is part of the false matrix overlay system, the mind control system that has been having humanity in its grips for hundreds of thousands of years on this planet. It's time for us to break free from the grips of the artificial matrix. It's time to break free from the control systems. It's time to break free from the imposed limitations. And the first thing that we need to do in order to break free from these limitations is to know that our bodies are a gift and that these bodies have divine intelligence. Our bodies are self-healing by nature. But the imposed limitations of the medical model tell us that our bodies are weak, they're broken, they're fallible, there's something wrong with them, they're being attacked by diseases. And then when we buy the stories that they're selling, we live out those stories as if they're real. And as we're living out these stories, we say, see, this is real, this is what's happening. But we're simply acting out a story that we've been given. We have been sold a story. When we go to the doctor to ask what's wrong with me, they're paid to tell us what's wrong with us. But if there's nothing wrong with us, if our bodies are simply following our consciousness, our bodies are responding to our thought patterns, to our emotions, to the input that we're providing, when we're providing input that says, I'm afraid, I'm not enough, I feel guilty, I'm angry, I'm frustrated, I hate this job. When we're providing that type of input, our bodies are responding to that type of input. And they reshape themselves to try to help us through the time of crisis, whatever the crisis is, whether it's I hate my job, I don't have any money, I'm afraid, whatever it is, our bodies respond to those emotional inputs. And they either create extra cells or they deplete the number of cells depending on what's called for. And then when we notice that the bodies have changed, we freak out at the drop of a symptom because that's what we've been taught. We have been taught to go running off to the doctor. We have been taught to outsource our power. Each and every one of us has the power to heal ourselves. It's built right into our design. Our bodies know exactly what to do to heal themselves. Think about it. When you get a cut, you don't have to instruct the body on what to do. You simply know to put a Band-Aid over it, protect it, and then the body does all the rest for you for free. The body is intelligent, but our minds have been programmed by imposed limitations. You're limited by how many hours a week you can work, by how much money you make as you work those hours. You're limited by who you can, where you can go, who you can be. But Mom, I want to be a singer. You can't be a singer. You're never going to make any money at that. You have to get a real job. Imposed limitations. You have to go to college and get a degree, or you're not ever going to make it in the world. And you go to college, you get a degree, and then you find out there are no jobs. Imposed limitations. We are grand beings of light here in physical forms, souls incarnated on earth in these bodies that were built specifically for each and every one of us. Each and every body is unique. Every body looks different. Even identical twins, there are differences in how identical twins look. Every body is unique, and yours is unique to you. And you are the one that is in charge of your body. But you have been taught that you're not in charge of your body. You have been taught that doctors are in charge of your body, that they're in charge of your health. You've been taught to outsource your own innate power. And as long as you put the power of healing in somebody else's hands, you will be at the mercy of the someone else. And the someone else is guaranteed that they want to make money on your predicament, whatever that predicament might be. And doctors are taught to give us labels. They give us a label of some disease, and there's an entire storyline that goes along with that disease, that label. And as soon as you buy what they're selling, you will be living that exact story, whether you want to or not. What if you didn't have to go that route? What if you have all of the answers you need right inside you? What if you are the expert on your unique body? The medical model treats all bodies the same. The medical model is designed to sell you things. It's not designed for healing. Healing happens for free. But it only happens for free when you do it yourself. Your hand, when you get a cut on it, doesn't charge you anything. It heals for free. Your body is on your side. Your body is your greatest asset, along with your consciousness. But your consciousness has been corralled into limitation. Follow the rules, pay your taxes, don't drive over the speed limit, wear your seatbelt, go to the doctor, get a checkup, get a mammogram, get a colonoscopy, get a pap smear while you're at it. You're a boy? Well, that's okay. We can make you into a girl. Why are we doing this? When all of the answers are right inside. All of the limitations have been placed upon us, and it's our job to remove them. Now is the time to remove the limitations. Now is the time for the rising up, the ascension of humanity. And in order for humanity to ascend, each and every one of us has to do it ourselves. And what does it mean to ascend? It means to see through the illusions, to see through the imposed limitations, to see that there has been an artificial matrix of rules and regulations and thought patterns and limiting ideas, misguided beliefs that overlay the natural structure of the divine human. This false society overlays nature and our relationship to nature, which includes our relationship to our bodies. In order for us to heal, we have to move beyond the false matrix mind control programming. And we have to reclaim our sovereignty. We have to reclaim our own divinity. We have to reclaim our own divine wisdom. But that can't happen while we're outsourcing our wisdom to other people, looking for other people, the experts, to give us the answer. It will never work. The reason I was able to heal myself from cancer was because I didn't go the medical route. I took responsibility for my own state of being. And as I cleared out all of those old programmed beliefs that caused fear and guilt and doubt and shame, and I started clearing all those energies out, I started to uncover and discover the wisdom of my own body. When I stopped thinking false beliefs, when I got my mind to quiet, when I cleared out my thought space and got rid of all those junk thoughts, the junk thoughts, the junk food, the junk ideas of who we can be and how we can be in this world, and started tapping back into the organic matrix, unplugging from the artificial matrix and plugging back into source, into the source of our divinity, the source of our health, the source of our happiness, the source of our abundance, the source of our wealth, everything changed. I healed. I became happier. I became healthier. It wasn't an overnight thing, and I'm still on the journey. But I can tell you one thing, my body is mine, and I'm in charge of its health. I don't have to ask somebody else what's wrong with me, because there's nothing wrong with me, and there's nothing wrong with you either. But if you buy that story that they're selling, you will live the story that somebody else is telling you. Are you willing to live somebody else's idea of what's wrong with you? Are you willing to continue that pattern? How many times have one of your parents or siblings or your spouse or best friend, how often has somebody else told you that you're wrong, that you shouldn't be the way you are, that you should change, that there's something wrong with you? How often has the television implied that there's something wrong with you? The movies, the media, social media, Big Brother. How many times have you been told, scolded, reprimanded, punished for driving over the speed limit, parking in the wrong spot, being 5 minutes late for your parking ticket to come back up? It expired 5 minutes ago. You got held up for a few minutes, but you already have a ticket on your car. Ooh, bad, bad citizen. How much longer are we willing to allow these ridiculous patterns that are unhealthy to their core? How long are we willing to allow these things to continue? How long are we willing to play out these stories of disease, of what's wrong with me? You and you alone have the power to override these stories. You and you alone have the power to ascend, to rise above the chaos, the confusion, the imposed rules and regulations that make absolutely no sense, that are only there for our control. How much longer are you willing to be controlled? How much longer are you willing to give up your power? When are you going to take your power back and take full responsibility for yourself? When will you govern yourself and stop allowing yourself to be governed by people who are clearly insane? The world is not what we've been taught that it is. Heaven on earth is the divine design. Healthy, happy, thriving humans is the divine design. But you have to be willing to throw off the shackles. You have to be willing to unlimit yourself. You have to be willing to stop buying what they're selling, because they're selling limitations. They're selling fear, they're selling guilt, shame, worry, stress, false narratives for the purpose of confusing us, keeping us stuck, keeping us in fear, and keeping us paying for their services because we believe that somebody else has the answer. And billions and billions and billions of dollars are being made on our fear. When we each have the capacity to govern ourselves, to restore our own state of being for free. Stop paying people to tell you what's wrong with you. It's not a healthy paradigm. Are you willing to own that there's nothing wrong with you? Are you willing to trust your body to heal itself? Are you willing to come to peace within and allow all of the battles to subside? Only you can do this. If you need assistance with this, if you need somebody to help you move through the false matrix and back into your own divinity, to help you step back into your power, to help you see that there's nothing wrong with you, reach out. You can find me at connectingyoutoyou.com. Starting April 16th, the next session of Whole Being Healing starts. April 16th, 2025. If you would like to walk this path of mastery, this is an incredibly powerful way to start. You can find out more at wholebeinghealing.life. Check the show notes if you want the links. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. I hope this was inspiring. We don't need to continue to live in lack, disease, and limitation. It's time for us to thrive because we can. Bye for now.